All right, y'all, we are live with Bookmap. It is Wednesday, and things are going great, baby. Things are going great. Beautiful 3C bounce off of the 950 candle. Claim the higher highs, and off we go. Off we go, baby. We are coming up to now 900. I'm back to flat. I was long. I just got stopped out here right before 900. I thought they were going to pull a little 900 shakeout. But hey, that's what I get for trying to test it, baby. We're coming up. Almost a 100-point win on NASDAQ for me, just shy of 100 points. And now we're blasting up to 900. Straight up, melt up, blast off day as everyone is trying to short the market. And it just keeps on going higher. Keeps on going higher. I keep telling y'all buy the dip. And it's for a good reason. For a good reason. Let's see. I need to get this thing going. Good job, Chris, by the way, not putting on a CCS. Fantastic. Going up, baby. $903 still going up here. Man, look, this is nutty. This is absolutely nutty. We have liquidity up to 912.950 still going. There's a guy named Massive. He said he took a paper trading win. Straight up, baby. Straight up. All right. Let's see. 950 is the next target. Bookmap liquidity to the high side. I don't know. Until then, it's just going, baby. Let me share. I got to share my screen, don't I? Let's get Bookmap going. Got to copy that link. Let's see what I put in the stream analysis channel. There we go. It's the 3Cs over and over again, man. The 3Cs are changing lives. They're changing lives for good reason because it's so simple. You wait for volume, wait for wick, you get over the high, and you enter. And vast majority of the time, it works at least enough for you to pay. You may not catch bangers every time, but it's great stuff. It's great stuff. So we have finally put in the morning high, which is a little ridiculous. 893 is the morning high, which puts us at a 160-point NASDAQ range. And we have now brought the market back to flat. We just ticked over NASDAQ of a green day, and now they're hovering at a 0.00% day. If they bounce here, which looks like they might, we're going to go to 912. If they take that out, we're going to go to 950. Caught a beautiful on NASDAQ, 72% 3Cs. Love it. Well done, baby. Open up the contest prop and immediately hit my goal. Isn't it amazing how simple it can be just to buy the dip and just go? I love it, dude. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. It's amazing stuff. I love it. Then hold off on short positions until the last couple of minutes of the market. You'll get a beautiful opportunity. You could also put on like a 10 to 15 point outside the money SPX put, pay like 30 cents for it, and you could get you like one of those 10Xers. But until then, I would not even consider shorts unless you get something very glaring to play. Can you go over your trade? Yes, sir. So we had an aggressive move down on the short side. I didn't play the short at all because there was no volume. which I'm very happy I did. There was no volume, rolled back over. We saw the high volume indication at the bottom of the market right here. Came all the way down to 722, highest volume candle of the day. They bounced. Once you clear prior high on the retest, that's when I entered, 79. After that, launch pad. So it's all about the volume. You have to trust the volume. Same thing I've been doing now for months and months and months, just waiting for volume and then buying it up. Let's see. Now I went to his liquidity up after that 950. We have ES to 6730 and down to 6700, 6705. Boom. Topping tail on the 5-minute with volume. Yeah, there's a slight inflow of volume to kind of stop us here. You see this little move here. This is the reason why I elected to get out of my long, because we had the high volume top. We come in at 882. We went a little bit higher, and then I just closed out right before 900 on that little top tick because I didn't know if they were going to pull up short of that. So I probably got out a little too soon, but it is what it is. I'm definitely not disappointed in that whatsoever. And now I'm just going to chill and watch. Is it good for calls here, or am I chasing at this point? Honestly, dude, I don't know. Because when they do stuff like this, there's like it just keeps on going all day. So I don't know if they're going to reverse all this now or if they're going to keep on going. Just be safe. Whatever. If you elected to take a trade up here for higher prices, just be smart about it. Set a stop. Accept the risk you're taking, and don't let it like reverse all the way back down and then you hope to go back up. That's a terrible thing to do. We could get a reversal here and then gathering, yes, which most likely will happen. It doesn't really consistently over the long haul. It doesn't really do well to chase and to play the breakout on the first attempt. But yeah, NVIDIA just absolute rocket ship. Apple is down. Microsoft is down. Amazon is coming back down. Meta is down. Google is staying down. There's not a lot of bullishness whatsoever here. NVIDIA is pretty much it. And NASDAQ is just launching on, not a lot. Not a lot. I bet you AVGO is, though. Which is not in my top 10. No, it's not. Huh. Is Mojo in here? I wonder what he sees with the ticks. Anybody trade ticks? He's my tick guy. NVIDIA just hit $4.5 trillion. Yeah. Man, what a freaking day. What a freaking day. It's crazy stuff, dude. What a day. What platform do I trade on with TPT? Quan Tower. NVIDIA is my golden child. Shares been blessing. Man, they're crazy, dude. That stock is insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, even they did underperform there for a little bit, and then they just like, all right, we're done with that, and they just started freaking flying. What a move. Since April, they've just been straight up. $190 a share. Wow. 2017. What'd you get in at? Man, that's crazy. $4? Wow. Insane, man. All right, ES is a little bit below their morning low. NASDAQ is starting to trickle just a touch lower. We've got liquidity on ES to 6726. For NASDAQ, they've got a little bit at 875, but they're still bottom wicking everything. They're still bottom wicking everything. Big old hammer candle on NASDAQ right there. No shorting whatsoever. Do not short. I'm trying to keep y'all safe. Trying to keep y'all safe. Even when I joined the server and started day trade, it paid. Heck yeah, man. I remember you trading NVIDIA, like day trading it. I remember that. It's good stuff. Look at silver. What's silver doing right now? Silver's getting wrecked with volume. Look at that. I was up 40%, got stopped out for 15 on that dip. I want to get back to the ride, but I don't think it's a smart idea. Hey, man, 15%, 15%. Y'all need to just make sure you're being very smart with entry and green's green, dude. You're trying to accomplish the hardest thing, at least I've ever done. When you close the day green, even if it's only by $1, that's a good day. That's a good day. All right, still chilling right here. I rolled with a pro level fighter today, got destroyed. Dude, why would you do that? Hey, if you ever want an ego check, that's the way to do it very quickly. You get tapped in about 20 seconds. Coming back over to 875. Best advice you can give, man. Dollar's better than zero. 100%. Gold got smashed. Silver got smashed. Yeah. If you work your system and respect your patience, emotions, any other dollar's a great day. Shareholder for support. I'm your guy. Love it. I love it, Dan. Appreciate that. That's good stuff. Which I encourage all y'all to do. Kind of like what my podcast said is find yourself an accountability partner. Whether it be here or in your personal life or someone. Someone to keep you accountable. In all things in life too, not just trading. Accountability partner is fantastic. Right now, I'm currently not in a trade. I don't know really what to recommend at this point. We just had a massive blast off. I certainly don't recommend any shorting. The signs will be there when it shorts, and right now this doesn't scream short position. It does not scream short position. I want it to be screaming off the mountaintops that we need to short. Right now, I don't see it. I'm good. I don't care if this rolls back all the way to the morning low. I ain't shorting nothing. Nothing. It's the best thing I could offer y'all, man. Is to stop shorting. Shorting causes way too much damage. Even when you're not actively shorting and not losing when the price action is going up, trying to short is keeping you from entering long positions. It's keeping you from seeing the big bounces. It's keeping you seeing the relentless green up, up, up days that we've been having in the past couple months. Just buy, trust the 3C bounces, and that's all you got to do. My dad thinks the gold price crash is coming up. I think everybody thinks that. It's just, the problem is, though, what happens with that? If gold is a hedge against inflation, which historically it has been, and the markets have been absolutely parabolic alongside of gold, which one is, they're playing chicken. Which one's telling the truth? Hey, look, another big green candle. No sell-off, no shorts. Which one's telling the truth? I don't know, man. It's difficult to watch all this stuff and think about what's coming in the long term because you can't have this type of relentless parabolic price. I mean, if you go to the monthly chart and the weekly chart on ES, the trend line is so vertical, it's almost not even a trend line. It's straight up. For months now, the stock market, the index is so vertical, the trend line is pointing straight up. So how do you, how do you continue with that? Like, what's the forward nature of that? And trust me, like as bullish as I am, it's like you can't have this type of green without the red that comes along with it, unless something's just completely broken and we just, we go to the S&P hits 15,000 next year in 5 years. It's crazy. Thanks for the stream. Y'all have a good day. Don't get Hulk smashed. Nice Quackazoid. Lock it up. Lock in your profits. It's hard not to think that way. I get it. I'm walking with 30 across 5 accounts. Anything similar to wage pay per hour is great. 100%. Absolutely. A lot of traders won't walk away being 500. I've seen traders try to overtrade with 10 grand in profits. I mean, I've done it myself. It's as difficult. Like it's you trading ruins your concept of the everyday dollar, and it's a huge detriment to your trading system. I hope things keep going at this my rate. My Roth will be huge. Yep. Yep. 24,986. Here comes 900. The biggest liquidity right now is 912, which is not very big, but it's there. And it's just going, 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 baby. Going, going, going. It's amazing stuff. I'll be looking to short Netflix next year, possibly backlash from the Elon stuff. Well, I do like names that are emotionally charged because they move a lot. So, in terms of the political ramifications, I don't know. But from a stock price, I love it because it gives a lot of price action movement. So I would keep a look. I would keep an eye on it because a lot of people are trying to cancel, and of course they may affect the next ER, just like Tesla did. Good on you for having a Roth open, McGabagooly. That's fantastic. Doing great, man. Doing great. Is a Roth like an RRSP? A Roth is in a retirement account that you pay your taxes up front. So any contributions, you go ahead and pay your taxes on there. That way, on the back end, when you pull it out, whenever you do, they are non-taxable or already pay tax. So it's great stuff. There's a lot of limitations to it. There's an income limitation to it. There was a way for you to backdoor yourself into a Roth if you were over the income limit, but I understand. That's awesome. All right. I have locked out my top steps. They are officially locked out. 2 minutes early, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Locked out. Done. No shorting. For the love of God, no shorting. Don't do it. Don't do it. 8% of my retirement accounts in froth. Nice, Mojo. That's awesome, man. I was able to pull money out of there to pay off my mortgage in 21. Man, Dana's killing it. He's killing it. It's good stuff, man. I love to hear the success stories. I have a 401k right now at 24. I'm not sure I can open a Roth. Right now. Right now. I'm sure you can relate. But I also get VA money every month until I die. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. Before April? What's before April? Look at this. Look at this. About to take out 912, baby. Do I stop all my payments to 401k or to split between the Roth and 401k? I mean, it depends on your contributions and your abilities. You know, I would always advise to max out your Roths and then go into 401k and try to do the rest in that. But it's really, I don't know, you know, again, what your income and your contributions are. Look at this. Holy crap. They heard me lock out my top step, that's why. This is unreal, dude. Freaking unreal. You know how many people are short right now who are throwing keyboards? Amazon should have a happy keyboard and mouse sale. This is extraordinary. Wow. Liquidity just broke at 912. Next up is 950. 950. I like that what Mojo just said too, 100%. That matches free money. As soon as OM said he's locking top step, I opened mine back up and bought back in. Did you really? I mean, that would have done very well. They should sell keyboards made of tire rubber, recycled tires. Yeah. If you want a trick, order a PC keyboard or whatever. If it ever breaks, reorder the same one and return it. Nice. Blastaroni, man. Absolute launch pad. Absolute launch pad. I'd love to see it. What y'all think? Uh-oh, my YouTube messed up again. So they just filled the last remaining big liquidity on Bookmap and immediately big red candle. Interesting. That's one of the biggest red candles of the morning so far since the morning dump. But they just filled the major topside liquidity and then dump a Roni with cheese. I will never understand my generation that's not invested in 401k when the company matches. It's literally 100% return on your investment. You can't find that anywhere else. Because everyone's too busy complaining about, oh, I have to work a job. You mean I can't sit there and smoke hemp and, rub calamine lotion on my feet and listen to reggae music? No, you actually have to work. 8 to 5, baby. Get something done. Go to the gym. Instead, you could bust your butt for 10 years, build your legacy, and then go play golf at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday when you're 45. Had to take that short at 68. Should have posted that before, Frumple. It'd have been a lot more meaningful if you did it before you took the short. I mean, it's part of your benefits, so not exactly free, but you know what I mean. 100%. I'm golfing at 130. Nice, Dan. Nice. Where's the new money coming from to keep the market rising? The imaginary printer. Don't come from reggae music. No hate on reggae music. No hate on reggae music. Wow, what a top wick. Well done, Bookmap, man. 912 liquidity on NASDAQ. Instant top wick. The biggest red move so far we've had in a while. And we'll see, again, like we've been playing all week here, the morning high is your first target to break. If you want to put on your bear hat, you've got to get under the morning high. No morning high, no hope. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. If I'm being honest, Z888, I spent a lot of time in 2021 and 2022 trying to figure out what the market's doing. Why is it doing this? I could care less now. I could care less about any of that. Have no idea. Bearish, bullish, CPI, inflation, presidencies, war, who cares? Doesn't matter. All it is distractions. All I care about is high volume, 3 Cs, and the 4 market cycles as indicated by the market Wyckoff cycles and Anticoling. Oh, sorry. Massive bottom wick. Oh, man. That was a good stop at 9:15. Yeah. Hang out for the day. Nice, Kyle. Man, look at that liquidity at 925. It has smoked that 925 liquidity. Wow. Gigantic liquidity all the way up. Love to see it. Liquidity at 925. I can't help but make that my next target. Of course, I'm not trading anymore, but and 6740 on ES. Massive liquidity inflow, which is 4 points higher on ES and 14 points higher on NASDAQ. No shorting, of course. Now, admittedly, this is the type of thing you want to see to start becoming less bullish. This price action right here, what the? There we go. This price action right here is kind of what you want to see to be less bullish. Let me switch my stream over real quick. Because you have this tight constricted price action and then big blast off out of nowhere with high volume, rock immediately dump it back over. So this does look like some distribution, I'll be honest. That, and now of course as we're talking, this is starting to form. So this does look like a little bit of distribution. High volume top wicks that are aggressive out of nowhere show signs that dealers are beginning to sell into strength. So I will say that. And I'm still going to say if you're going to short the position, you need to be prepared for shenanigans. Me personally, am not looking to take a short unless something drastically changes. Morning low, the morning high is your baseline. The morning high is your baseline. And just like that, they bounce off the morning high once again. By the way, aside from the 3 C's, I hope that the morning high, morning low, the ranges, has proven to you that you need to add it to your chart the past week or so. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic. There we go, a little bit of red. Do I trade sim for reps after shutting down real money accounts? I do not. I do not. I have a lot. I have enough to worry about without having to worry heavier there. And I will say, I've indicated this twice now. Heavier there. And I will say, I've indicated this twice now. The general tech market does not seem strong enough to support the move that we got on NASDAQ. I'm talking about the individual names with exception to NVIDIA. NVIDIA went bonkers. Everything else, meh, kind of tepid. So if this distribution plays out, I'm sure we'll have more shenanigans in the afternoon. If you're going to short, just be very, very delicate. Define the morning high, morning low at the first hour of the day. So between 9:30 and 10:30 Eastern time, you set the highest price, you set the lowest price transacted, and that's your morning range. Look, big old bottom wick. Once I can sustain a living with my trading, I'll start putting 75% of my income from my main job straight into a Roth. That's the way to do it. We're all here to win and try to help each other win. No one's going to blast you if you're wrong. Now we might try to counter-argue, but that's exactly what I want. That's why I don't like, entry posting 20 minutes after the fact, because that accomplishes nothing except cheerleading. I'd rather have your thesis. I don't if you're wrong or right, I don't care. That's what I want. We're going to be wrong. We're going to be right. Thesis is what's going to give common ground and what's going to give us thought. And I think we've done a great job of trimming that up the past 2 or 3 months. Fantastic. Is there a good indicator for that range? Does it automatically? Yeah, so I use this indicator right here. I'll screenshot it and post it. I use that indicator, and that indicator offers 15 different ranges and time frames to plot. I mute every one of them except for the morning high, morning low. Big old bottom wick, by the way. They took off all that liquidity to the upside. And it looks like we're about to blast to new highs. Can you post a video about Bookmap? Also, how to use... Yeah, definitely. The 3 C's to me stands for 3 criteria, which is volume, criteria number 1, and the most important one of all of them is volume. Number 2 is the wick. So if I'm looking for a long, I need a bottom wick. If I'm looking for a short, I need a top wick. Number 3 is price action, which is movement over the prior high. So in this example, which is where we longed at the bottom, is that you need the price action to not only show the wick, not only show volume. Hold on, let me get this over here so you can see it. Not only show wick and volume, but you need the price action to show that it can accept higher highs. In this case, it did. So the second you start putting in higher highs, you know that the trend is going to finally accept higher. So you put on the trade, you set a stop loss appropriate to your level of risk, and you take your hands off and you let it do its thing. I have a video on it on my YouTube channel. I recommend you go take a look. I'll post the link. There you go. Government what now? What's up? Government? Top ticket in prior day's highs. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. We got about 13 minutes left in the session. If you have any questions, let me know. I've taken one single trade in the session and nothing else. One single trade, nothing else. How many days have we had like this, man, where it just goes up and up and up and up and up? It's amazing. I know it's going to come to an end, but I don't want it to. I love this bullish price action. One of these days I'm going to take a massive loss trying to buy the dip. It's going to fake me out. I know it's coming. About to get some of this liquidity here at 875. The S&P is holding up a little bit better than NASDAQ right now. Weird, oddly enough. What's their liquidity look like? They took off that big level at 40. All right. Your audio is glitching? Apologize. Can you trade more than one type of future in TPT? Yes, you can. There are some things you can't trade, but most of the time you can, yeah. I asked earlier and you may have missed it, but what makes a volume spike? Like, what do you compare it to, the previous candle? Good question, Big Pain. Big Papa, sorry. I like it when you call me Big Papa. When I'm looking for volume, there's not a numerical value I need to see. It's not like I need 10,000 volume to consider high volume. It's relative. So I look for the current environment. What's going on? 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. Do I see an egregious spike of volume? The bigger the better. Sometimes it's a slightly bigger, sometimes it's way bigger, sometimes it's monstrous. I want the monstrous size of volume. In this case, we have right here at 9:49, we had an incredibly large volume spike. That to me is aggressively large volume. That's the highest volume candle of the day, not counting the open, which I don't count the open. So to me, that's the highest volume candle of the day, the true volume candle. And that needs to be highly considered for a possible long entry. Now, most of the time, my system spits out through back testing, most of the time, when you see an outlier volume like this, you're going to get an actionable bounce. Even if it's only a little bounce and then fall, you're going to get an actionable bounce. And it's up to you on how to exploit that. Sometimes it's going to be a full-on reversal like today, which is obviously best case scenario. Sometimes it's going to bounce a little and then fall, which is, you know, a decent amount of times. And then sometimes you're just going to get a fake out and it's going to blast right through, which is worst case scenario, which doesn't happen all that often. And that's okay because that's part of trading. You're going to get those entries. But regardless, I just need to see volume. Now, the more aggressive price action we get, like this very aggressive bearish price action, the higher volume I need to demand to step in front of that. And of course, my theory of you want to catch the right side. If you're trying to play a bounce, you want to catch the right side of the V on a bounce. When price action is falling, you want to be on the right side of the V, not on the left side of the V. What time frame do you set your morning time frame? It sets after 1 hour. The first hour of the day. So you take the first hour, 9:30 to 10:30 Eastern. You plot the highest price transacted. You plot the lowest price transacted. And that's what I set. Quick community question. I subscribed to TPT for the first time. Who knows how to link TradingView because I'm not having success? I use NinjaTrader. That I don't know. I've never done that. Great. It's good stuff, Roaring Bruce. That's exactly right. Exactly right. I want to celebrate your wins, but I want to celebrate your whys too. Oh man. All right, 6 more minutes. Missed the trade today, but didn't let me get FOMO. That's all right. That's good. That's a win, man. That's a win. Not FOMOing into a trade is a win. Man, look at ES and NASDAQ. ES is about to blast to new highs. NASDAQ is still holding a little bit lower. So a little bit of discrepancy here. Where's that relative strength coming from? XLV is look at XLV. Holy smokes. Wow. There's that strength in ES right there. XLV is just absolutely rocketing. XLE is starting to rocket. XLP bounced. Just monster move. Look at that. Ooh. All right, ES probably wants 67.40. Could you go back and deal the price action that led to the long after the volume? Yeah. I've done that a few times, but I'll do it again. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to make a video on this one. It's a good one to do too, anyway. There's my chart. Okay. All right. So to preface the trade, obviously we had this price action right here, which at the time was the morning high. Let me make sure it's on YouTube too. All right, we're good. So I wasn't looking to short this because we had no volume. See this down here? There's no volume spike. To me, if we were to swept higher top wick with a volume spike, I probably would have at least considered a possibility of a short down. And in fact, this is ES. Let me switch over to NASDAQ. So there's no volume spike, so there's no actionable short for me. All I did was wait. The second we came down to what, 7:30, all of a sudden, highest volume candle of the day. So immediately, I go into buy the dip mode. Immediately, I'm sitting up, I'm waiting, exactly what I need to see. Follow on, exactly what we need to see. Beautiful bottom wick that immediately sweeps from 7:30 to 7:50. We hold, we start to go green. Once we take out prior highs, that's when we look to enter. And off to the races. So you got the first C, which is the volume, the second C, which is the wick, the third C, any number of them. You can enter it on the first setup, you can enter it on the second setup, either one. You had two opportunities, and after that, it's just off to the races. I'm sorry, YouTube cut out. I think you answered this earlier. Can you go enter this one before you go? When the markdown phase starts, how long do you think the transition between bullish to bearish will take? There's no way to know. It could be, we wake up tomorrow and we're down 4%. It could be we blast higher, top wick, consolidate, distribute, and then sell. I don't know. Wow, look at this. What a freaking day, man. So there's no way to know. My only thought process is I have to be very in tune with the 4-hour and the daily chart. Those two charts I have to be in tune with. Because if you're not, you're going to form a preemptive bear bias too soon, or you're going to be too late when it does start to sell. Do I ever average into a trade? I do not. For some reason, I've never been good at that. I've tried averaging in. I'm not good at it. Every time I try to average in, I end up just trimming my wins and eventually turning into a loss. I'm a very conservative player too. Most of my wins on NASDAQ are between 20 to 40 points, which is still great. Every now and then I'll throw in a 100-pointer or more. Sometimes I'll come down in like 1 or 2 points, or of course losses. But my average win size on NASDAQ is between 20 to 40 points, and on ES it's anywhere between like 5 and 11 points. And then of course there's outliers. So, I play very conservatively. I play very patiently. I wait for my high volume spikes, and through back testing, most of the time that's going to treat me very well. Could be something as fast as the COVID crash or the tariff crash from this year, but it could be slow. Yeah. 2022 was a long bearish grind, 100%. Yeah. How many contracts do you take at a time on ES and NASDAQ? It depends. ES, it's anywhere between 3 to 5. NASDAQ, it could be 2 to 4, 3 to 4, 1 to 3. It depends on confidence, but no more than about 4 on NASDAQ and 5 on ES. Not to mention, an IBKR, when you're trading, that's the thing, it waters down people's emotions because on props, you can trade 5 minis, no problem. You don't realize how much leverage you need in IBKR to trade. You need like 100 grand just to trade three minis on IBKR. That's why I said if you want to trade 3 minis, you need about $300,000 not only to maintain the leverage, but to maintain drawdown when you have losing trades. Otherwise, they'll force close your position, and that's never good. So you need a lot of capital to trade minis, especially NASDAQ on proper brokerage accounts. And so I'm very limited because I'm not carrying 7 figures in my brokerage account. So I can't sit there and sling 10 minis in my personal account. Now, prop firms, yeah, you could do whatever. I think it's like what, $30-something thousand for one single NASDAQ that you need, your requirement. All right, y'all. We are past the 11:30 mark, so I have to call it a day. If you have any questions, please hit me up. I've taken one trade today. I cannot recommend short positions. If you want to ask why, look at this price action, and then of course go over to other names like XLV and Nvidia. They are absolute straight up rocketing. If you have any other questions, please hit me up. Other than that, I'll see y'all bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out. See ya. Quick answer there, Techno. Minis are the big contracts. Micros are the small contracts. It's because back in the day, they had full size contracts, S&P full size contracts, but they since discontinued those, and the minis now become the big contracts. But that's why they're called minis. Anyway, I'm out.